Hello students, welcome to the lecture on resources and development, and after this lecture we will be able to learn the following objectives. Define land resources and their types, explain wheat imported crop and production of India, discuss rice imported crop and production of India, explain agricultural problems and implements, and define the role of water resources availability and utilization in irrigation. Land resources. Let us start with the resources that are there naturally. Natural resources are a deceptively peaceable term that finds widespread application within human geography. It describes products of biological, ecological, or geological processes that satisfy human wants. Examples include game species, soils, mineral ores, timber, and water. Land is an essential natural resource both for the survival and prosperity of humanity and for the maintenance of all terrestrial ecosystems. Land is not regarded simply in terms of soils and surface topography, but encompasses such features as underlying superficial deposits, climate and water resources, and also the plant and animal communities which have developed as a result of the interaction of these physical conditions. The results of human activities reflected by changes in vegetative cover or by structures are also regarded as features of the land. It is characterized by the arrangements, activities, and inputs by people to produce, change, or maintain a certain land cover type. India has a diverse agroclimate, topography, and soil types on the basis of which it has been categorized into various regions. Major part of the country is rain-fed. Rainfall therefore constitutes an important parameter in the classification of the country into various regions for the purpose of planning. India has been divided into 15 agroclimatic zones on the basis of climate, in combination with soil and other factors that affect the agriculture in the region. These are Western Himalayan region, Eastern Himalayan region, Lower Gangetic Plains region, Middle Gangetic Plains region, Upper Gangetic Plain region, Trans-Gangetic Plains region, Eastern Plateau and Hill region, Central Plateau and Hill region, Western Plateau and Hill region, Southern Plateau and Hill region, East Coast Plains and Hill region, West Coast Plains and Ghat region, Gujarat Plains and Ghat region, Western Dry region, Island region. Area under agricultural use. The states of Haryana, Punjab, West Bengal, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Kerala, Karnataka, Gujarat, Bihar, Pondicherry, Delhi, and Union Territories of Laccadive, Minicoy, and Amandive Islands, Lakshadweep, cultivate more than 45% of their reporting area. In some of the states like Haryana and Punjab, which lie in the fertile Indo-Gangetic plains of India, the net area sown is between 60 and 70% of the corresponding reporting area. Maharashtra has the highest net area sown in the country. Wheat. Wheat is the principal bread cereal of temperate regions. It is most valuable of all the cereals. Its high gluten content, superior quality grain, and ease of storage make wheat important foodstuff. Wheat can be grown in a wide range of climatic and soil conditions than any other crop. Wheat cultivation requires a moderate rainfall of about 35 to 45 centimeter. An excess of moisture is harmful for the growth of the crop. A temperature of at least 10 to 15 degrees centigrade at the time of growing and 19 degrees centigrade and a bright sunshine at the time of ripening and harvest of the crop. A long growing season, approximately 100 days free from frost. A wide variety of soils ranging from heavy clay, clay loam, or alluvial to black earths. Level and gently rolling topography provides adequate drainage and facilitates use of modern farm technology. Wheat is the most important cereal crop of India. It is a staple food crop of the people of North and Northwest India. Although wheat is grown over a large part of the country, yet the Satluj Ganga plain is the major wheat producing area of the country. The important states are Punjab, Haryana, Eastern Rajasthan, UP, MP, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and Bihar. Wheat is also grown in the states of Maharashtra, Gujarat and Karnataka. Wheat occupies 26 million hectares of land and produces about 69 million metric tons of wheat, accounting for 8 to 5% of the world's total output. Wheat is a winter crop in India. It is a rabi crop grown at the end of the rainy season and harvested in early summers. The use of modern farm technology has resulted in achieving green revolution in the country, with the result that India has become self-sufficient in wheat requirements. UP is the largest wheat growing state of India. It contributes 34% of India's production. Rice. Rice is the staple food for a vast majority of people in India, particularly those of southern and northeastern states. Rice is a subtropical plant. It finds ideal conditions of growth in the subtropical latitudes of southeastern Asia. A combination of geographical and economic factors is required for the cultivation of rice. The crop requires high temperature and high humidity with abundance of water during its growth. The plant requires a temperature from 10 to 21 degrees centigrade during sowing period and over 37 degrees centigrade at the time of harvest. Of all the environmental factors affecting rice culture, water supply is the most important. It grows best in regions of heavy rainfall, but where rainfall is less, irrigation is essential for the success of the crop. Rice grows under diverse soil conditions. However, loams with a high silt and clay content are the best. Rice is also grown in red and literate soils. Rice is grown in India in 3 ways: broadcast method, drill method, transplantation method. Rice is classified as Japonica in India. Japonica is a crop of high latitudes. It responds very well to the application of fertilizers. Thus, it is intensively grown in Japan, Korea and Formosa, etc. The India is a crop of low latitudes. Japonica variety gives higher yields per acre than Indian variety. Rice is the most important food crop of India. It covers about 31% of total cropped area. It is a staple food crop of people of South and Northeastern states. India is the second largest producer of rice in the world. In 2000, India produced 86 million metric tons of rice, about 20% of world rice. Rice is one of the principal crops of the country, particularly in the southern states. About 42 million hectares of land is devoted to rice culture in this country. Although rice is grown in every state and union territory of India, yet West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Uttar Pradesh are the most important areas. West Bengal is the largest producer of rice in India. Rice occupies over 60% of the sown area in each district in the state. Let's move on to the next topic now. Coffee. The coffee tree is a shrub with a straight trunk which can survive for about 50 to 70 years. The first flowers appear during the 3rd year, but production is only profitable from the 5th year onwards. 18th century botanists classified coffee as a member of the rubiaceous family of around 60 different species of coffee tree. 2 alone dominate world trade: the coffee arabica, or more simply Arabica, which represents 75% of production, and the coffee canephora, which is commonly named by the name of the most widespread variety, Robusta. Arabica from Ethiopia, known from prehistoric times, beans do best at altitudes of 3,000 to 6,500 feet, where the slower growing process concentrates their flavors. They have a much more refined flavor and contain about 1% caffeine by weight. Because of its delicate nature, it yields only 1 to 1.5 pounds of green coffee per year. This is the coffee that specialty roasters search for. Robusta from Congo, discovered in 1898, beans come from a high yield plant that is resistant to disease. It does best at lower elevations and has harsh flavors. It contains about 2% caffeine. It bears more coffee cherries than the Arabica plant. It yields 2 to 3 pounds of green coffee a year. Liberica from Western Africa, of no great importance in coffee trade, is the third recognized commercial variety. It is also hardy and low altitude. It is a minor crop of coffee from Africa and is similar to Robusta. Coffee is a typical highland crop of the tropics. It requires temperature between 16 degrees centigrade and 28 degrees centigrade all the year round. It is sensitive to cold and frost. Direct sun rays are injurious to the plant. It is often grown in the shades of other trees. The coffee plant needs a rainfall ranging between 125 centimeter and 200 centimeter. The rainfall should be well distributed throughout the year. Coffee evolved as a rainforest under story tree and is poorly adapted to temperature extremes. Coffee plants favor temperatures between 15 degrees centigrade and 25 degrees centigrade, and as a consequence thrive in elevated tropical areas. Photosynthesis in coffee is slowed at temperatures greater than 25 degrees centigrade, with tree damage at temperatures above 30 degrees centigrade. Coffee trees are killed by frost and injured below 3 degrees centigrade, while temperatures below 7 degrees centigrade restrict growth. Cotton. Cotton is an industrial vegetable fiber. The fiber is obtained from the bolls or opened seed pods of a tropical or subtropical bush. Its quality of lightness and cheapness makes it an ideal material for clothing. The cotton fiber is strong, durable, and washable. It is used all over the world for making clothes, carpets, threads, etc. Though cotton had been known to the ancient Egyptians since long, and its cultivation had been done in India and China since times immemorial, the real development of cotton cultivation came up in the wake of Industrial Revolution in Europe. The invention of cotton ginning machine and introduction of mechanized spinning and weaving in 1793 gave impetus to cotton textile manufacturing. It caused demand for cotton. Equable warm climatic conditions during dye growing season, with temperature reaching 25 degrees centigrade in summer. A minimum period of 180 to 210 days free from frost. Dry sunny days at the time of picking. Deep, rich, well-drained soils, alluvial, basic and black earths are ideal. It is a robber crop, thus frequent use of manure and fertilizer is required. Sea breezes are beneficial for the quality of cotton fiber. Flat to gently rolling regions are best grounds for cotton culture. The plant is susceptible to diseases. Use of pesticides and insecticides is essential. An annual rainfall of 50 to 100 centimeters favors cotton growth. In regions of deficient rainfall, irrigation plays a significant role in cotton cultivation. Cheap labor to do the work of plowing, sowing, weeding, and picking is an important factor. On the basis of length of fiber, cotton is classified as short staple cotton if the length of the fiber is less than 2 to 5 centimeter. Medium staple cotton, the length of the fiber is 2.5 centimeter to 4 centimeter. Long staple cotton, if the length of the fiber is more than 4 centimeter. Jute. Jute is the most affordable natural fibers and is second only to cotton in amount produced and variety of uses. Jute delivers lasting solution to the universal problem of pollution. Jute is nature friendly because its contents are cellulose and lignin, which are biodegradable. Jute also does not generate toxic gases when burnt. It is a renewable natural fiber which makes no demands on the world's scarce energy resources. Jute is largely used as raw materials for packaging textiles, non-textiles, construction and agricultural sector. Besides packaging, wrapping or backing fabrics, jute has variety of usage. Example, ropes, twines, geotextile, decorative fabrics, upholsteries and furnishing fabrics, woven carpets, mats, webbing, soft luggage, fancy bags and composite, etc. Jute is one of the most important cash crops of eastern India. Jute is used for manufacturing carpets, rugs, tarpaulins, upholstery, ropes and strings. Jute belongs to the family of Corchorus. There are two species which are cultivated in India, Corchorus capsularis or white jute and Corchorus oleatorius or toss jute. Some of the varieties of jute are released by the Jute Agricultural Research Institute, Barrackpore. They prove to be very beneficial for the producers. This provides them opportunity for better production. Selection of varieties depends mainly on the following factors: method of sowing, crop rotation, pest and disease, irrigation facilities, climatic conditions. The jute plant requires high temperature with a minimum of 270 degrees centigrade and an optimum of about 340 degrees centigrade during the period of growth. The relative humidity requirement is also high, ranging from 80 to 90%. During the growing period, the jute plant needs an evenly distributed rainfall of 170 centimeter to 200 centimeter. Sandy and clay loams are perfectly beneficial for the growth of this plant. It grows well on the alluvial soil found in the floodplains and deltas of river. Sugarcane. Sugarcane is a tropical plant. It grows most successfully in those areas where the climate is more or less tropical, but it can grow in subtropics too, like in North India. Under warm and humid condition, it can continue its growth unless terminated by flowering. Over 62% of the world's sugar comes from sugarcane. Geographical conditions required for growth of sugarcane are as follows. Sugarcane is a tropical crop, so it requires warm and humid climate for growth, while cool, sunny and dry climate for ripening. The temperature requirement is 200 degrees centigrade to 260 degrees centigrade. Germination does not take place when temperature goes below 70 degrees centigrade. Both the extremes of temperature are harmful. Severe cold arrests the growth. It requires more than 1,375 millimeter annual rainfall when grown as rain-fed crop. Rainfall deficiency produces a fibrous cane, whereas too heavy rainfall reduces sugar content. Rubber trees. Rubber trees are tall with straight trunks. Its bark is smooth and usually grey. The tree normally grows to only 82 feet during cultivation, but in the wild, it grows up to 130 feet. A perennial tree in nature, the rubber tree lives for up to 100 years. Asia provides nearly 95% of the world's production of natural rubber, with Thailand as the first producer. According to the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, the areas that provide the best habitat for rubber tree plantations are the Amazon Basin, Sabah and Sarawak in East Malaysia, the Thai Malay Peninsula, Sumatra, Java and Kalimantan in Indonesia, West Central Africa and the southwestern part of Sri Lanka. The natural home of wild rubber tree, the Hevea brasiliensis, is in the Amazon selvas. Hence, the hot wet climate of Malaysia is most suitable for its growth. The rubber trees need a mean temperature of 27 degrees centigrade, never falling below 22 degrees centigrade. Heavy rainfall above 200 centimeter with no drought. Deep rich soils with good drainage, preferably scrumbly, well oxidized and acidic in reaction. Adequate supply of labor is an important factor for the collection and plantation of rubber over large holdings. Water scarcity. The word water scarcity describes the relationship between demand for water and its availability. Water scarcity can be determined as both the availability of water and its consumption patterns. Some of the major reasons behind water scarcity are population growth and food production, agriculture, increasing construction infrastructure development, activities, massive urbanization and industrialization throughout the country, climatic change and variability, depleting of natural resources due to changing climate conditions, deforestation, etc., lack of implementation of effective water management systems. Water scarcity can be managed using the following. Rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting is the process of augmenting the natural filtration of rainwater into the underground formation by some artificial methods. Watershed management. Watershed management is a term used to describe the process of implementing land use practices and water management practices to protect and improve the quality of the water and other natural resources within a watershed by managing the use of those land and water resources in a comprehensive manner. Mineral and energy resources. Minerals are homogeneous, naturally occurring substance with a definable internal structure. A particular mineral that will be formed from a certain combination of elements depends upon the physical and chemical conditions under which the material forms, resulting in wide range of colors, hardness, crystal forms, luster and density that a particular mineral possesses. Geologists use these properties to classify the minerals. Let us talk about a few conventional sources of energy. Coal. Coal is a combustible black or brownish black sedimentary rock composed mostly of carbon and hydrocarbons. It is the most abundant fossil fuel produced in the United States. Coal is a non-renewable energy source because it takes millions of years to create. Natural gas. Natural gas is one of the principal sources of energy for many of our day-to-day needs and activities. Hydroelectricity. Hydroelectric power must be one of the oldest methods of producing power. No doubt, Jack the caveman stuck some sturdy leaves on a pole and put it in a moving stream. The water would spin the pole that crushed grain to make their delicious, low-fat, prehistoric bran muffins. Now we shall discuss the non-conventional sources of energy. Solar energy. The sun is the most abundant and unlimited source of energy. The sun functions as a global source of energy and has tremendous potential. As a result, solar energy is one of the most important non-conventional sources of energy that are utilized in India. Wind energy. Wind energy is a popular form of non-conventional energy. It is utilized for drawing water, which is an essential requirement in watering agricultural lands in the rural areas. In addition, it can be utilized for electricity generation. Figure 8.12. In India, states like Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, Orissa and Maharashtra are regarded as superior areas with respect to this type of energy. Places that have regular and rapid wind flows are appropriate for this kind of power generation. Biogas plant. Biofuel, also known as biogas, is obtained from sources of waste. By burning waste, we obtain biogas. This process is called biomethanation. The main problem in this method is the transportation of the biogas. Thus, this module will be a great lifesaver of non-renewable sources of energy which needs to be preserved for the future. Industries. This classification that refers to a group of companies that are related in terms of their primary business activities. In modern economies, there are dozens of different industry classifications which are typically grouped into larger categories called sectors. Let us discuss the types of industries. Primary industry. Primary industry is concerned with production of goods with the help of nature. Example, agriculture, farming, forestry, fishing, horticulture, etc. Genetic industry. Genetic industries are engaged in reproduction and multiplication of certain species of plants and animals with the object of sale. Example, plant nurseries, cattle rearing, poultry, cattle breeding, etc. Extractive industry. Extractive industry is concerned with extraction or drawing out goods from the soil, air or water. Example, mining industry, coal mineral, oil industry, iron ore, extraction of timber and rubber from forests, etc. Manufacturing industry. Manufacturing industries are engaged in transforming raw material into finished product with the help of machines and manpower. Example, textiles, chemicals, sugar industry, paper industry, etc. Construction industry. Construction industries take up the work of construction of buildings, bridges, roads, dams, canals, etc. This industry is different from all other types of industry because in case of other industries, goods can be produced at one place and sold at another place. But goods produced and sold by constructive industry are erected at one place. Service industry. In modern times, service sector plays an important role in the development of the nation and therefore it is named as service industry. Example, hotel industry, tourism industry, entertainment industry, etc. Summary. Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learnt in this lecture. Natural resources are a deceptively peaceable term that finds widespread application within human geography. It describes products of biological, ecological, or geological processes that satisfy human wants. Biotic resources includes an enormous diversity of faunal and floral species capable of biological forms of reproduction, and abiotic resources include an array of productive, water, minerals and ambient resources, solar radiation, some of which are groundwater. Land is not regarded simply in terms of soils and surface topography, but encompasses such features as underlying superficial deposits, climate and water resources, and also the plant and animal communities which have developed as a result of the interaction of these physical conditions. General land use is characterized by the arrangements, activities and inputs by people to produce, change or maintain a certain land cover type. Wheat is the most important cereal crop of India. It is a staple food crop of the people of North and Northwest India. Tea, coffee, rubber, cotton, jute are not necessary for life but are grown with an intention of earning money. These are the cash crops. A cluster is generally identified by the product or product range and the place where it is located. A complete industry or a sector, like the leather sector, cannot be referred to as a cluster.